Good morning, students. Let's continue our chapter agriculture. Agriculture. As we read earlier, agriculture is what? Agriculture is a science of raising crops from with relation to the soil and water resources. Clear? Or we can say as this agriculture term, which means that the tilling of a land for the cultivation of crops on a suitable or a particular kind of a climatic conditions. So let's start from the what are the major factors which are affecting the agriculture. Factors affecting the agriculture. Factors affecting agriculture. Factors affecting the agriculture. In which the first is the climate. Climate. Varied kind of climatic conditions, they are differently influence the agriculture practices. For example, during the time of a sowing, growing or the harvesting season, temperature, rainfall, they are directly influence the kind of clothes. Different kinds of clothes produce in a different type of climatic conditions. Different types of climatic conditions. For example, the wheat is generally produced in an areas which are experiencing the cold weather conditions, and as compared to wheat, the rice is basically produced in an areas which are experiencing the hot and humid climatic conditions. When we are seeing the conditions of India's eastern, southeastern coastal plains, northeastern states which are experiencing the hot and humid climatic conditions. In such areas, rice is produced as in an extensive areas. Even in the northeastern states of Assam, rice is produced thrice in a year. But in Punjab, when we are talking about the Punjab, the climatic conditions of Punjab, they are not suitable for the production of a rice. It means that hot and humid are not there. But during the summers when the rainy season coming or the monsoons, they are influencing the northern parts of our country. Under such circumstances, through the artificial means of irrigation, we can produce as a rice. That's why the rice produced in parts of Punjab, Haryana, and parts of Himachal Pradesh. So the climate is an important factor which is influencing the type of agriculture. Now the next one, second one is a relief. Relief or topography. Topography. A kind of geological structures, landforms, they are directly influencing the type of agricultural practices. For example, all the kinds of vegetables and fruits are not possible to produce in all the kinds of reliefs like as a plains, plateaus and mountains. Clear? Preferably as an apple is basically produced in an areas of a cold climatic conditions of a high altitudinal areas. Clear? But the rice is not possible. Rice is generally not possible in a high altitude. In a high altitude, when we are talking about more than the 2000 meters from the mean sea level, the wheat, it can be produced through the terrace farming. So the relief or topography, it is one of the important factors which are affecting the type of agricultural practices. Now the third, water or drainage. Drainage system, availability of water to the rivers. When we are talking about the India, in context of India, there are a variety of crops are produced, and such kinds of the crops are basically dependent upon the monsoonal rainfall. On the basis of a monsoon, such kind of the crops, it can be produced in our country. But there is a large extensive areas also present which is facing as a severe water scarcity during the summers. To complete the water necessity of a people as well as for the agriculture, we are opting the artificial means of irrigation. For example, tube wells, for example, canal irrigation, which are obtained from the rivers which are coming from the Himalayan region, which are the perennial in nature. These rivers which are coming from the Himalayas towards the northern plains of India, they are filled with water throughout the year. That's why we call these are the perennial in nature. But as compared to the Himalayan rivers, the southern rivers, these are the seasonal in nature. They are basically getting the water during the monsoons. Afterwards of monsoons, or when we are talking about the beginning of the summers, these rivers are a good drainage system means the availability of water through the river system for the irrigation. So drainage is another important factor which is affecting the agriculture. Fourth one, soils. Soils. Different kinds of soils are suitable for the different kinds of agriculture crops. One kind of soil is not suitable for the production for all the kinds of crops. So, for example, the black soils are suitable for production of cotton. And when we are talking about the parts of the Punjab, Haryana, there is basically as a alluvial soil is basically found. Such soil which is deposited by the river to the erosion and the deposition at their banks, through which the alluvial soils came into existence. So the different kinds of soils, they are suitable for the different kinds of agriculture crops. This was the fourth factor which is influencing the agriculture production. And fifth one, last is the human factors. Human factors. It is the most important factor which is influencing the agriculture, because if the humans they will be not present, how can the agriculture it will be as possible? So humans are responsible for most agriculture patterns with their technical know-how and skill. Humans have changed the limits of growing particular crops, social, economical and political causes which are influencing by the humans. The existence of the humans, they are directly influencing the agricultural practices. When we are talking about the Ganga Brahmaputra plains, the Ganga Brahmaputra basin is basically considered as a densely populated area, and as such of the densely populated area required such kind of agriculture practices to which they can complete. For this we are using the intensive farming. From a smaller pieces of agricultural land, we produce the maximum with the help of modern techniques of farming, with the use of pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers, or the HYV seeds. We increase the production with support of the technical or chemical inputs, through which the smaller pieces of land they are capable to produce the more. So that's why the human factors they are the important. These all are the collectively responsible for the agriculture. Not any one of it, exclusion of one of it can make as the possibilities of agriculture. All these are the collectively responsible for production of agriculture. Clear? So the next are the types of agriculture. Types of agriculture. Agriculture having as a two broader categories as we discussed earlier. One as a subsistence agriculture, and second one is a commercial agriculture. Commercial agriculture. So let's start from the subsistence first. First as the subsistence agricultural practices. Subsistence agriculture. Subsistence farming. Subsistence agriculture. Subsistence means when we produce crops for our own survival, for our own requirements, our own consumption, not for the market purposes, not for the selling purposes. So subsistence means that when we use agriculture to complete our necessities of the family, and some of their share which has a remaining, it can be as a sale in a market to complete the other needs of the family. This is known as the subsistence, to complete our own needs. Main demand as a families needs of grains. That's why the subsistence agriculture. In which the subsistence agriculture, the first subtype is a sedentary, primitive subsistence farming. Sedentary as a old traditional patterns they use, primitive, older, and subsistence for production for the needs of the family. Production of the crop for the needs of a family. Same fields are cultivated again and again after a period of fallowing and farming. Communities stays permanently in one place. In a sedentary, primitive subsistence farming, families they are inhabiting in a same place for a longer duration of time. Under such time period, they produce the crops on that particular piece of land for again and again, till that time when the land totally not losing their fertility. When land losing their fertility as a completely, then they shifted from such areas towards the other areas for the search of a newer agricultural lands. for the use of a new agricultural lands. They basically emphasizing over the cow dung. Cow dung to increase the fertility. They are neither emphasizing over the chemical fertilizers to which they can increase the production. They use as older traditional patterns of farming. They use the bullock carts and animals for the agriculture. Sedentary, primitive, subsistence farming. Presently, such kind of farming practices are occur in northeastern states, parts of Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram. In some parts, not as in extensive areas. Clear? Because the reason is that due to the increasing of population in such areas, these practices are not possible through which they can displace. They forced to settle as the same place. Nowadays, such farmers, when the land losing their fertility as a totally, land becomes as a fallow land. Under such circumstances, they engage themselves in other agriculture supportive occupations like as a dairy farming, poultry farming, fishing, such kind. Clear? Sedentary, primitive, subsistence farming is the first category. Now the next one is the shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation is also known as a slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. After the independence of India, this kind of agriculture practice is banned in our country. The reason is that due to the shifting cultivation, large and extensive areas they became as the barren land because due to the deforestation. Deforestation leads to soil erosion, and that's why this agriculture practice banned in our country after the independence of India. The shifting cultivation means tribals. Earlier, the tribals, what they do in reality, they opt agriculture, they opt forest land. They cut the trees, burn the shrubs, and sowing the seeds of the crops on that particular cleared land. They continuously produce the crops on that such particular land for the 4, 5 or 6 years. When the land starts to decreasing the fertility, and it easily identified through the production. For example, the first year production from a per acre area, it was raised as a 7 quintals. In the next year as a 7, but the third year begins as a downfall. Third year as a 5 quintals, fourth year as a 4 quintals, fifth year as the 3.5 quintals. So what it indicates, why the production is decreasing? Because of a decreasing the fertility of a soil. To regain the fertility of a soil in a natural way, they shifted from one area towards the other. One area towards the other area for a search of a new forest land, clear cut. The same process they apply on such areas. They clear the forest and burn the shrubs and sowing the seeds. This displacement by the people for the search of a new agricultural lands is known as the shifting cultivation. The basic difference between the sedimentary and the shifting cultivation, it was that in a sedentary primitive subsistence farming, farmers use as agriculture supportive occupations also. But in a shifting cultivation, they were totally dependent upon agriculture. They produce the crops. Once when the land loses their fertility, they displace from such areas for the search of a newer agricultural land. Then after 3, 4, 7 years, they will move towards the third of the areas. After 10, 20 or 25 years, they again return back towards their first area. So this was a shifting cultivation. Here, now the third one. Third one is a nomadic herding. Nomadic herding. Nomadic herding. So nomads, as you understand, nomads, those communities which were not preferred to the settled life, they displaced from one areas towards the other areas for the good living conditions, for the habitation. So in the herds, they reared the animals. So those communities which displaced from one area towards the other areas, these nomads with their herds, with their animals, cows, buffaloes, yak, sheep, goat, they displaced from one areas towards other for the search of grazing lands, not the fertile lands, grazing lands, grasslands. They displaced from one areas towards other for the search of grazing lands with their herds, with their animals. Presently, such communities, for example, you heard about the Gujars of Jammu and Kashmir. During the winters, they are displacing towards the plains of India, in a parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, in a parts of Uttar Pradesh. They are displacing towards such areas. But during the summers, when the temperature increasing in a mountainous areas in a parts of Jammu and Kashmir, again they shift, they move, they migrate towards the altitudinal parts of Jammu and Kashmir. Gujjar community, this is the best example for the nomadic herding. Still is reptiles, they are depending for the search of a new grazing lands. And the fourth, intensive farming. Intensive farming. Intensive means small scale. When the farming is generally occurred on a smaller agriculture fields, in a smaller areas, the areas which are having as a high density of a population, such areas they are considered as an intensive farming. Intensive farming means that when the agriculture practices are basically used on a smaller or a densely populated areas where the modern techniques of farming like fertilizers, insecticides and high-yielding varieties of seeds, modern means of irrigation like canals and tube wells. This is known as intensive subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence farming. Subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence farming. From a smaller pieces of land, they produce the maximum, not for the selling purposes, for the completion of their needs of the family. Is that clear? Subsistence farming. Subsistence means the production of agriculture crops for the survival, in which basically as a food crops were used, not as a cash crops. Such crops which basically produce for the gaining the profits like as a sugarcane, sunflower, these are neither produced in a subsistence. In subsistence, basically they emphasize over the food crops like as a wheat and a rice. Clear? Now the next type of agriculture is a commercial farming. Commercial. Second type of farming. Commercial farming. Commercial means, when the name is clear, commercial, when we produce our crops for the commercial purposes to gain the profits. Maximum profits is known as a commercial farming. Not for the survival, not for the subsistence, it's basically for to gain a maximum profits. For this, they use as a modern techniques of farming, modern inputs in an extensive area to produce the crop for the needs of the family as well as for the marketing purposes. That's why this is known as a commercial farming. In commercial farming, the first subcategory is a extensive grain farming. Extensive grain farming. Extensive grain farming. Extensive means large scale grains production of food crops like as maize, wheat, rice, or the farming agricultural practices. When agricultural practices are occurred in an large extensive areas which are having as a 200 to 250 hectares of a land. 200 to 250 hectares of a land where they use as modern inputs, modern techniques, fertilizers, insecticides to complete the agricultural practices. It is generally occurred in a temperate parts of the world. Temperate means has a 23.5 degree towards a 66.5 degree. 23.5 degree. This is the equator. You learned in your previous class. This is the tropical areas. Basically, as a when the agriculture is caused in an areas of 23.5 degree. 23.5 to the 66.5 degree, northern and southern hemisphere. These are the temperate areas. In such temperate areas, due to the longer duration of winters and a shorter duration of summers, are basically providing the opportunity to produce the crops in a one season. In India, we produce the crops thrice in a year. Kharif, Rabi, Zaid. We produce as a same agriculture field for the we are using for the wheat, same use for the rice during the summers, and in between our winters and the summers we are producing the shorter duration for the production of vegetables. But in temperate areas, because of a longer duration of winters, they can only possible to produce the crops in a once in a year during the summers. Clear? Extensive grain farming. Generally, it is occurred in a USA. In USA. In USA, the the largest production of a grain is occurred. Grains like as a wheat and corn occurred in America. Wheat and corn in an extensive areas of a USA, which are having as 200 to 250 hectares of agricultural land, which is used for the production of a wheat and corn occurred in a USA, United States of America. Clear? This was the first category of a commercial grain farming. Commercial grain farming. Now the next one. Second one. Commercial grain farming. Now the next. Mixed farming. Mixed farming. Mixed farming. Mixed farming means it is a practice. It is a practice in the temperate grasslands with the low rainfall. Livestock, ranching, and the cultivation of crops are carried side by side, due to which it is called as a mixed cropping. Large numbers of one type of a livestock are raised from a larger and extensive areas for the dairy production, for the production of a milk, meat, in a grasslands of a temperate areas, prairies, pampas, such kind of agriculture practices where agriculture with allied to the livestock, the rearing of animals, their work as a side by side. This is known as the mixed farming, mixed cropping. Clear? Next one is a dairy farming. Dairy farming. Dairy farming. Dairy farming is generally the rearing of cattle, cows, buffaloes in an extensive areas for production of milk and milk products. It is a commercial in nature and animals are raised primarily for their milk and milk products. Dairy farming is practiced near large cities and towns to meet their requirements as found in the tropics and subtropical areas. There are large commercial dairy farms on temperate grasslands to meet the large international demand for dairy products. Expensive equipment such as the milking machines, feeding towers, and troughs are basically used for production of dairy and improving the breeds of animals through the artificial insemination. So the scientific techniques are preferably used for the production of a dairy to improving the quantity of milk is a dairy farming. Now the next one, fourth one is a horticulture. Horticulture. Horticulture or the market gardening. Many regions of the world specialize in the cultivation of vegetables, fruits, and flowers for urban markets. Market gardens are usually located outside towns and cities where soil and climate are favorable and land is available. Besides some market, this form of agriculture also requires an efficient transport system for quick movement of the produce, which are mostly perishable. Delay towards the marketing, it damage the kind and quality of a product which produced to the agricultural practices. Clear? These were the important categories of commercial farming which we discuss now as horticulture, in which the vegetables and fruits produced at larger scale. Clear? Thanks for today.